In, in 1492, before a racist and genocider came to this land, there were people living here. Every inch of this land was occupied.
Just as a matter of history, not every inch of the land was occupied. There were huge areas that were completely wilderness.
I was quiet the entire time you spoke.
What's up, amazing people of YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Elario, your host, and today I'm back with another video and check out with you guys. This is called Someone Stop Him. Knowles completely demolishes second professor in one day. Michael Knowles. I love this guy. You know the drill, guys? We'll talk less and we react more. Let's check this one out.
I'm a full-time professor here. I also am Italian-American, and I happen to agree with the protester in the back.
Well, I have to say, as a professor, that you would come. I really appreciate that, because I know students come out a lot, but professors don't always come out to hear opposing points of view, so that's a wonderful thing.
It's my duty. But
I've left you speechless. I've dazzled you.
Thank you. In 1492, before a racist and genocider came to this land, there were people living here. Every inch of this land was occupied.
Just as a matter of history, not every inch of the land was occupied. There were huge areas that were completely wilderness.
I was quiet the entire time you spoke. Those people still exist. The North American indigenous people, Central and South American, they're still here. And I would like to know how you can say that they have no ancestral claim to this land, and that as a white person, you can say that they cannot migrate freely and cannot use the land freely that they rightfully own and have for thousands of years.
Well, Mike, I'd like you to be more specific. Which people specifically and which land specifically? Because there were lots of different peoples in the northern and southern, in North America and South America at the arrival of Christopher Columbus. So which people do you think have a claim to which land?
I'm talking about the Native Americans.
But there were many different Native American tribes.
Would you like me to name all the tribes?
Yes, and I'd like you to name, and the reason I would like you to name all the tribes is because there were many tribes who conquered many other tribes. So just as an example, thank you. Just as an example, the Comanche Indians come in and they conquer areas run by the Apache Indians. Now the United States comes in and it owns that land. To which tribe should that revert? To which tribe should that land revert? The Comanche who had it before us, or the Apache who had it before them? Moreover, for the people who still exist, you're referring to Christopher Columbus in an ahistorical way by calling him some sort of racist or some sort of genocidal maniac. The man never committed any sorts of genocide at all, and he was actually known among the Spanish explorers for his good treatment of the natives. That point is neither here nor there. And I encourage people to read biographies of Christopher Columbus because there's a lot of historical fiction out there. The point on that is that when the Spanish came to this country, and to this continent, they did create a new race known as Latinos. This is a mixture of Spaniards and Native American populations. So if we are going to revert certain land to native populations, why would we not then immediately take that land away from them because they also descend from Spanish explorers? In what sort of atomized way would you define your own race, your own identity? I think this is a very backwards and ultimately impossible view of personal identity that puts your stock in some particular ancestor rather than something that is larger than yourself. I think it's a madness of the modern left, and it leads to crazy policy proposals, such as saying that somebody who descends from a native population in Colombia has a right to move to any apartment he wants to in New York because of race or something.
Wow. That has left me breathless. He just kept going on and on and on. But, valid point though, no one actually knows the particular natives or the particular Native Americans that were in America at that time. He just highlighted 2 tribes. And he did explain that one tribe were the original inhabitants of this land. The other tribe came in and took that land from them. Then Christopher Columbus came, the Spanish came, and then took the land from them. So, in every sense, who then gets the land? Is it the first tribe, the original inhabitant, or the second tribe that fought and won the land? Who then gets the land? Then, secondly, he mentioned that the Latinos are a mixed breed of the Spanish and Native Americans that were around at that time. So, do these Latinos too get to claim this land as theirs? Then, thirdly, the professor said all parts of America were occupied. Now, it doesn't take too much reason to know that that particular detail could be very faulty because, for one, there is no way all land was occupied. I mean, even till now, you can see in a state or country, there are still vast areas that are made of trees, hills, valleys, rocks, slopes, and areas uninhabitable for human beings. So, come to think of it, a certain tribe would spread over the vast country land of America. Man, that is just something that is practically impossible. So, in essence, or at the bottom line, even if they had to lay claim to the land of their ancestors, and we still don't know which of the 2 tribes is going to get the land that they tend to claim, why would you want to give them all of America? If history actually pointed out the particular areas they settled, then fine. Maybe they can work something out from there. But other than that, then it would be a totally absurd claim to say that this particular tribe own all the land in America. Nah. And besides that, I know back in the medieval times, after each war, the conquered land was given to the victor without any question. I mean, they literally owned that land. It was either fought for and won back. So, this whole land claim, is it really, does it really have any base? Does this argument really hold water? Because if they couldn't fight and take their land back, that means the settlers that came with Christopher Columbus actually have claim to this land as they won it from them. Now, the professor did mention that Christopher Columbus was a racist and a genocidal killer, but Mr. Knowles pointed out that in history, you could even see it in history books, that he was quite nice to the natives and treated them fairly. The thing is, no one really knows what happened in history apart from the people who actually lived in that certain period of time. All we see are documentaries and books written by different scholars and different scribes, which may or may not have been tampered with. So, in essence, what credible facts do you actually have to push forth this particular claim that the entire land should go back to the natives? And if it was indeed a genocidal killing, I think it is highly unlikely for their relatives or ancestors or descendants to actually be in existence till now. Well, as a professor, I believe that he should have done more research to make sure that when he comes up to the stage against Mike Knowles, he actually knows what he's saying. Because Mr. Michael can be quite brutal in dishing out the truth. Anyway, guys, please tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. And please do well to leave a thumbs up at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.